We got an airplane, perfect. So many airplanes right now, dude. Another airplane? Damn it, stupid airplanes always.
You are now tuned in to StroobTube TV.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Struble. Welcome back to StroobTube TV. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I built this disc golf cart out of random parts and pieces and basically just junk that I found and collected. Before we get into the building of the disc golf cart, at the time of filming this, I'm at 987 subscribers, just 13 away from 1,000, and I would really like to make it to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys are watching this and you are not subscribed, just hit the subscribe button. It's not really that hard. It's free. And, you know, you could just help me make my dreams come true, and I would really appreciate that. So, you know, I'll pause real quick while you hit the subscribe button. Anyways, back to today's build video. Okay, so I have already built the cart. Because what we need to do real quick is we are going to send it over to Struble in the workshop so he can show you what we built. Here we go. Whew. Alright guys, welcome to my workshop. Let's discuss today's build. There's going to be a lot of zip ties involved, so I'm going to go over the main pieces that I'm going to be using today to make my disc golf cart. I found this, don't know what it is. It's got wheels on it, one of them is broken. It has a handle that goes up and is like this. It's very important that you have a retractable handle so that this can be compact and go in your car. I am going to have to modify this by like cutting the front off or something because I only need the back of it. The next thing, I found one of these shopping carts that somebody has spray painted red. I've got some black spray paint. I may spritz it, but we'll see. This is going to be, you know, holding our discs. As you can see, it's about perfectly sized, so we'll be using that. I have the two front wheels from the strollers off my other builds. As you can see, they are different rims, but they're the same size, and they have skateboard bearings, as you can see. I also found a piece of all thread, and my idea, I'm just gonna put this on here. So I don't know if it'll work, but that's kind of why we're doing this. I did buy wing nut washers. I figure that would be easy. You can put it on, or when you go to store it in your car, if you want to take the wheels off, you can wing nut washer them right off. And then it's just, you know, more compact and portable. Airplane pause. And of course I've got a bunch of zip ties. As I am building it, I will have to head over and find more parts and pieces, but I have a basic idea. So here's the basic idea. I'm just gonna use the wheels on the all thread, slide them up, get them nice and close here. Just zip tie them back here. I don't know, if you use enough, it'll hold. Then we're going to zip tie this handle into the basket somehow so that that stays nice and supported. We're going to chop the front of this off, and then we're just going to build a wooden foot and we're going to attach it there. So that's the basic idea, and I will have to figure out the rest as I build it. Without further ado, let's get started. Let's start by hacking the front of this off right here. Now I got the front cut off, and I want to get these wheels off. So I'm going to take the wheel removal tool right here, and I'm going to knock these off. So let's do that real quick. Alright, well, I got the wheels off, and now there's a couple seams here that are loose, and you know, there's sharp edges, so we're just going to take the handyman's secret weapon, electrical tape. Electrical tape is better than duct tape, and we are just going to wrap this really quickly and make it stay together a little better, and you know, safer, and because you don't want to get cut, you know, when you're putting. So here we go. Let's just go like this real quick, wrap it up here like this just to be safe. Go around this like that, and over here. Make sure the sharp edges are all covered. Alright, there you go. You see? before it had these nice sharp edges, and now, you know, it doesn't. And it looks completely professional. So let's do the other side and then see what the next step is. Alright, so I have done a test zip tie of the axles to the back. And you know, it rolls, and it's just 2 zip ties. When I do the final one, there will be like 100, so it'll be good. But the first thing I want to do is build something for the front of the frame to sort of hold it level so that when you stop, the cart doesn't tip over, because then, you know, your discs fall out. So we just need like a little foot. And I think I have an idea, and I'm just going to build it out of wood real quick, and I will show you what I came up with after that. So let's build the, you know, like a foot so it stands up right here in the middle. I measured everything perfectly, and everything is square, and these are all perfect 90-degree angles. So what I did, if you look, so see, I recessed that, so these little bolt pulls right there, it's going to go like this. I have this piece of wood that it's just old plywood from another project. I stained it up this beautiful mahogany, and I'm going to cut a piece that is the size of the frame, and I'm going to put that down. Then I'm going to cut a piece that is the size of the inside of the basket. Then I'm going to screw through the piece of wood that's in the bottom of the basket and the frame, and then I have all that surface area. I'll just screw to it. We'll just sandwich it in there. I think that should hold, and then we'll zip tie some things together, but that's what we're looking at there for the front of it, and it should be nice and level. And I don't have the basket because it's drying. I just painted it. You can see that right here. Okay, so it is drying right now, but I have this cardboard box. It's about the same size, so we're going to be using this now. See, that'll support it, right? Oh, look at this compact little cart we're making. Let's see, next thing, get these off here. Okay, we're just gonna throw some stain on this real quick, and then I'm gonna start cutting this board to the sizes that I need. So send you back over to time lapse, and I will talk to you the next time I need to tell you guys something. So see you in a minute. This is dry and looking, you know, mahogany. I've got these 2 pieces cut out, and so now let's see. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Right, the next thing is I don't want to just drop my discs on here, so I'm going to create something padded to rise the discs up a little bit so that when you drop them, they catch. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Stay tuned. Airplane pause. So my idea is I have these 2, you know, thin boards. I cut them to the same length as the piece that's going in the basket. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this packing foam that I found, I'm going to cut it to the same length, and then I'm going to wrap electrical tape around it, and that's going to make a padded, you know, thing for my disc to fall on. So I'll show you it real quick, you know. Put this in here. But you see, so these rails will be here. That way, when I put my discs in, see, they catch. And then I'm going to screw this board to this board, which is going to be on top of the cart. So let's start doing some of that now. I'm getting to the part of the build where I don't exactly know what the next steps are, and I'm trying to talk and tell you, but I don't even know. So I'm just going to set you back up at the time lapse, and I'm just going to work for a while and figure all this out, and I will check back in with you guys when I have a lot more progress done. So here we go. Well guys, I accidentally hit the slow-mo record button again, so for the rest of the video I have no audio. So enjoy me attempting to try to do this voiceover. The first thing I did was cut the axle down to the size that I need. Then I wrapped electrical tape around some nuts on the awl thread where I wanted the wheel to stop. The electrical tape is to make sure that the nuts don't spin and the wheel stays in place. Next, I zip tied the axle to the frame and I wrapped some more electrical tape around it, just to be safe. I then moved my attention to attaching the foot in the front and the plywood on the top of the frame. I did this by drilling holes in the plywood and zip tying it around the frame. I used a lot of zip ties. I did 2 per hole, and then I screwed the piece of plywood into the foot and made sure that was securely in place. In the back, I wrapped zip ties all the way around the board, the frame, and the axle, just for extra security. After the frame was secure, I put the basket on top, and then I put the board with the padded rails in the basket, and then I screwed them to the top of the frame board through the basket and sandwiched them in place. I even got a couple screws to go through the top board, the middle board, and into the foot, making sure everything was super solid. Then I gave it a test just to see if it works. Looks good to me. Next, we need to lock these handles in place. And yep, you guessed it, more zip ties. Again, I used a lot to make sure that it's really sturdy. And as you can see, I didn't cut any of my zip tie ends and they're getting in the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut those off real quick. And then I counted them up, 67, 68, 69. 69 zip ties so far. All right, next I have this cup holder with this clamp that I got off a free stroller from Facebook Marketplace that I used in my other disc golf cart builds. So I clamped this to the handle, I checked it, it was secure, and then I tested it. Yep, it works. Next thing we need are some pockets to hold your essentials. Things you need to take with you to the disc golf course. So I had an old backpack that the straps were ripped and the zippers were broken, but this inner pocket was still in pretty good shape. So I cut the inner pocket out of the backpack, and then I folded the top and the bottom over, poked holes in it, and I made rings with zip ties, and I put them in there very loosely. And then I ran a 2-foot zip tie through the rings. I cinched the rings down onto that long zip tie. And then I attached the top of the pockets around the handle and through the basket with the large 2-foot zip tie. Then on the bottom, I put the 2-foot zip tie through the rings again, cinched it down, and this time I was able to use the small wheels that were on the original cart, and so I zip tied around those and put it in place. After I had the pocket secure, I cut off the rest of my zip ties and counted them up, and our final count for zip ties for this disc golf cart is 96 zip ties and 2 rolls of electrical tape. Well guys, that's going to do it for the build part of this video, so let's send it back over to the future Struble at Robb Field to check out my new disc golf cart. Future Struble, take it away. Alright guys, now that you've seen me build this disc golf cart, I'm going to take you and give you a closer look now that it's done. I have done some little, minor adjustments to it, added a couple little details to make it a little bit better, but I got my discs in it and we are going to check it out. So let's move on in and get a closer look at my brand new junk disc golf cart that's held together with zip ties and electrical tape. Here we go. We got the front view, the wooden stabilizer legs to make sure that it doesn't tip over. In the basket, we can hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23 discs fit in the basket. I put these bungee cords here on the side so that as they settle, it puts them back into place. So when you're rolling along the course, your discs don't fall out. And again, if you take these out, we do have the padded rails down there, so when you put your disc back, it doesn't fall down to the piece of wood and, clunk. And in the back, we have the inner pocket of one of my old backpacks. If you don't want to have your wallet when you're playing, you put that in, drop your keys in, this zips up, other pocket here, something over there, whatever you need that you don't want in your pockets, you can just put in this pouch in the back. We've got the cup holder here that I took off one of the strollers from my other builds. I put my putter pouch on it. You got your Sharpies over here for when you hit an ace and you need your friends to sign your disc. Towels, and then, you know, you got your phone here in the side pocket. I hold my chalk bag. Now that I've showed you the cart in detail, and I showed you that the cart rolls and holds discs and does what disc golf carts need to do, I'm going to show you my next favorite thing, and that is how easy it is to just tear down real quick and throw in your car. Pop the putter pouch off real quick, you know, boom, boom, okay. That goes on top like this. Fold this down. Okay, and this is my favorite part. Look at this, the handles from the shopping basket still work. Like you can pick the whole thing up. It's not that heavy even with all the discs, you know. And then look at this, guys, it just goes in. And just fits perfectly in this corner. And it frees me up to have all this other space for other activities. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching StroopTube TV. The next video is going to be me taking this disc golf cart to Morley Field and playing a round of golf to see if a disc golf cart that is made out of junk, held together with 96 zip ties, 2 rolls of electrical tape, can make it through a round of disc golf. So if you think that would be an interesting video, hit the subscribe button, help get me to 1,000. If you're still watching at this point, you should be subscribed. It's not that hard, just hit the button, please, I need your help. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching StroopTube TV. We'll see you in the next video. Maybe I'll have 1,000 subscribers by that point. You know, if you guys hit the button. Okay, have a good day. Goodbye.